Hello, welcome once again to Blaine's Escape Corner, our little corner of the internet where we get together and we talk about the things that help us escape. For most of our nights, we're talking anime, we're talking maybe some video games, maybe some online content drama. Because you know what? If wine moms can watch, what does a wine mom watch? What do they watch? Desperate Housewives and the drama there, then maybe we can have some fun watching the drama of other people that are real people. The most reality TV show of all time. Everyone, I remembered my sake tonight. We're running a simple Gakkai-con. This is your if you go to a place and you say, "Oh, I'll have the house sake." This is the one they give you. It's like a $12 1.5 liter bottle. It is not the best. So if you see me wincing, it's right here. This is why. Kanpai, everyone. They watch The View. The heck is The View? Oh, is that the one with all the old ladies who sit around complaining about things? Do wine moms really? Is that how TV works? Is that their version of like me sitting down to like an 8-hour Dark Souls review? It's like I watched someone about my age talk about their time playing Dark Souls and what it meant to them and how they liked this moment and that moment. Like, is that the equivalent? Like a wine mom watches Barbara Walters bitching on the View, and that equals that equals the kind of dramatic things that I enjoy. You like The View? What View? Like the same view? The same view we're talking about? All right, everybody, smash that like button. Let's get this started off right. Excellent. My water Kanpai was weak yesterday. Yeah, too watery, too milky. We gotta have some actual harsh chemicals in our Kanpai to make it good, make it better. Big updates for me. Finally, finally, the griddle has been rolled into the trailer. When I received the trailer, there were issues with the griddle having fallen over, the table it was mounted on broke, all this other things. It was a huge pain in the butt. And you may not know this, but a restaurant, a commercial griddle, is about a 0.75 inch thick slab of steel, and mine's 48 inches long, so it's 4 feet long, and it's gotta be 0.7. Maybe it's 5. Is that 5/8? Does that? No, 5/8 would be 0.6 something, wouldn't it be? Anyway, they're thick ass steel, so the griddle alone weighs like 350 pounds. And then we have it now on a large rolling base so that it can move around as we need for cleaning when we unmount it. But whew, it was me and Waifu, and we pushed 400 pounds of equipment into the trailer. Yes, we had a ramp. No, we didn't do anything else other than just have a ramp. And best of all, it fit exactly, which means, of course, where the cable comes out, we had to like, I don't know, bend space time so that we could get that cable part to like get in the door. But it's there. Oh my goodness, our POS setup is going along nicely. Everything's submitted, and we're still waiting on L&I and all that other stuff. So still in a holding pattern as far as when I get to actually sell food. But I'm in a position now where I can actually like test things. I can cook the food in the actual trailer kitchen that I'm going to be using when I'm serving for people, rather than just like, oh, let me make it here in my normal like big person kitchen and not a little tiny cook line, you know? Very, very fun, very exciting. Virtual Waifu probably did all the work. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that. The view up skirt in animes, apparently. That is one of the better views in life. That is for sure. Welcome, Pop. Thank you for that clarification. 6.625 on 5/8. It's gotta be somewhere like that. I know that because the first one I got, the griddle got damaged, so it's not usable in the trailer anymore. So we have a replacement griddle, and I know the replacement griddle's thicker than the one that got damaged. But I think the one that got damaged is like deeper, so like it was way heavier to try to get it out. It's kind of crazy. My anime hair will be missed. It's all right. I'll go Super Saiyan 4 at some point, I'm sure. And the hair will just press out and grow, and we'll have a great time. Anyway, if anyone doesn't remember, because it's been a while since I've been streaming, our Wednesdays are hyphenated, so I'm not gonna dawdle here as much as I normally would, chatting with everybody. We're gonna get straight into the 2 show reviews that I have for today, and then into making it a top 10, because I'm pretty sure, let me just double check that it's not gonna be like a top 9 or something stupid like that, but I'm pretty sure we can do. Oh yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 21 shows we can choose from that I've actually seen, that we can converge into a list. And then we can have some honorable mentions if someone in chat is like, no, this one needs to be up there, or that one needs to be up there. We can cross those bridges later. Ayakashi Triangle. Where's my little gun buddy? Get up here. Tequila Gundam. There you are. I forgot to plug in my Stream Deck. It's not really a Stream Deck. I've told you guys before, I use a launch pad with like a bajillion buttons. The kind of thing you normally like make music with. I have a little program that just makes it into a bunch of buttons. And I have the G button connected to my Gundam. But as you can see by the fact that I just picked it up, I don't have it plugged in right now, so we're not going to be using that. All right. I don't know what I misread about Ayakashi Triangle. I swear it was that the kid, or the guy, the love interest, was going to turn into a cat. But he didn't. He got transformed into something very different. If you have read that description, you know he got transformed into a girl. And we immediately get into I'm a dude in girly body funny stuff. I love this show. This show is going to be so silly. It is raunchy. It is funny. It's going to be playing with stereotypes. I am here for this show. I can't wait for more Ayakashi Triangle. And add to that, it's got yokai stuff in it. So we're adding my favorite part of Japanese folklore, and that's the spirits and the weird creatures that do stuff. I am so happy, so excited. And Ninja Show! We've got another Ninja Show! Woo! Yay, Ninja! And this time Ninja have booba. It's a good show. Oh man. I do love the pinwheel aesthetic. I liked everything about this show and this episode. 21. Wow, impressive. Now let's see Paul Allen's watched show. Paul Allen's watching all the shows that you watch. And then some. You're going to give Triangle another 2 episodes? You're ready to drop it? Oh, man. Like, there's a lot to watch this season, so, you're not going to be short of things to enjoy if you drop Ayakashi Triangle, but raunchy rom-com with gender-bending jokes and stereotypes thrown in from the Japanese perspective, and yokai, like, I thought I thought they were making anime for me last season. They are making this show directly for me. So Paul Allen's watching Zero then? No, he's watching all of what everyone's watching probably. Or he pays someone to watch it. He probably just pays someone else to watch it. Paul Allen's a very strange human being. I had a friend that was his what would you call that? Basically, Paul Allen would say, I have, like, he's got his museums, right? He's got his Flying Heritage Museum, and he has some other World War II stuff. And he would say, I want a Panzerfaust for the museum. Okay, go get me a Panzer. And so my friend would go out and he would identify currently available on the market or not on the market Panzerfaust and come back and say, hey, here's A, B, C, D, E. And Paul Allen would say, I want D. You know, he would pick which one he wants. Friend eventually left because Paul Allen only wanted ones that would look good in the museum, not ones that had like actual more, I guess actual is kind of a mean way to say it, but ones that had more historical value. He just wanted things that looked cool. So eventually he left that, but he's an interesting guy. He's a guy who just pays people to do things for him. Like that's what FU money does. FU money means that you don't even have to like shop around for things. It's not even like we think about FU money like, I want that thing, I'm going to buy that thing. FU money is, I want this category and I'm going to pay this other person to go buy the best thing for me in this category. That's real FU money right there. That's a kind of money that only a large aligning of the stars can create. I might go to the catch up Monday before show type list. That's fine. That's fine. I don't know if it's yours. You have 31 on your list. I think I'm watching Blaine and Brandon's winter list. Yep. Paul Allen's a real dude. I was just using American Psycho meme. What do you mean? Paul Allen's like the co-founder of Microsoft. Here. American business magnate. Magnate's a weird word. Here we go. American business magnate Paul Allen. Programmer, researcher, investor, philanthropist, co-founder of Microsoft, right there. That's where he got most of his money. Died 2018. Organizations founded: Microsoft Corporation, Vulcan, more. Vulcan being his real estate protection company. What? How do they classify themselves at Vulcan? Here we go. This is Vulcan. All right, Vulcan Inc. We work with partners to solve some of the world's biggest challenges facing oceans, climate, conservation, and communities, whether global or local. It says philanthropic? Oh, no, I'm thinking, okay, Vulcan Capital Management. This has got to be it, right? Vulcan Capital Inc. is a private equity firm focusing on investments in distressed restructurings, acquisitions, growth capitals, mezzanine capital, leveraged buyouts. That's the one. Vulcan Capital. That's the one I was thinking of. Vulcan Capital, the company that you just shove money into and it does things. At least he picked a hairstyle that won't be missed. That is true. Review number 2. Bo Furry. I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense. Season 2. Poof. I like this show. I like Bo Furry. I liked season 1. It was very enjoyable. Season 2 is not starting out very strong. And I can't tell if they're trying to cram a bunch into this first episode so that we can get along and move on with season 2, or if they forgot something in season 1, so they had to real quick wrap up that thing from season 1, and now we can go to season 2. It felt a little pushed. Shield Girl fighting is now, we're in the same position as the audience where we're just waiting for the 5-second countdown so we can hit skip ad and we can move on to when the fight's done. I miss the new power up, but it's episode 1. We haven't seen a creature or a thing that's going to force her to have to power up yet, which I'm always excited for, because these shows, the funny thing for me, being a true gamer as I am, is finding ways in which the anime team thinks a game can be broken while being a bug, or just being like, oh, we created an AI that makes skills and now she's gone down a skill tree that's made her invincible. And so I like just kind of seeing how they jargon their way through making her entire defense strategy function and not get nerfed, which we got a little insight into, of like, well, if we nerf it for her, then it's going to ruin it for everybody else, because let's say you lower shield defenses, you do that across the board, now everybody's shield defenses are down. You can't just like solo nerf something. It sort of affects everybody. But I'm gonna stick with it because I like season 1. I just think that this is sort of a rough start, a bit of a giraffe being born, if you will. It's coming out fast, it's hitting the ground hard, and then it's got to learn to walk. So I think it's going to come around because season 1 was really well paced, really well balanced, and we will kind of see how things shake down here in season 2. Oh my goodness. Can we see the Annie list screen or something, please? You want to see the Annie list screen? Yeah, you could see the Annie list screen. Happy Wednesday. Hello, Ronan. How are you? How are you doing, Ronan? I don't have the screen available when I'm doing the reviews because it's easier for me to cut shorts out of it if they're not, if the screen's not on here. No, Nico, only Blaine auditory ramblings. Listen to me, I'm auditorily rambling. The game manager's complaining. Yep. Another show suggested from chat that you like. It's fun. It's fun. All right. So, these are the 2 shows I just watched. We talked about Ippon again, campfire cooking, and all this down the line. Shorts come first for the channel. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry, I can do both. As long as you know that Tequila Gundam is hiding in the corner there. Maybe I can put him here. Does he show up there? He does. I can put him actually over here a little bit. That'll be okay. I can do that in the future. You have 5 unwatched shows so far. Let's see. What do I have unwatched? Boku to Roboco. I think it started like in December, which weirded me out. So I was like traveling and I was like, I don't have time to watch this. Tale of Outcast, someone was talking about earlier. Reincarnation of Strongest Exorcist in the World, Endo, Farming Life, Malevolent. This whole row I still need to watch. Inukai I haven't caught up with. I didn't see Onimai. I was gonna see Onimai, and then everyone's like, it's not great. I'm like, well, I'm gonna put that to the end of my desires then. When is Fruit of Evolution 2 first episode dropping? 2 days from now. Okay. And then Inspector. I feel like I need to watch a recap of Inspector season 1 before I can start season 2. Unless it has a recap in the first. I watch this first episode. If I watch the first episode of Inspector and they do a recap, awesome. If I watch it and they don't, I remember that being a convoluted ass, like when you're watching it, you're like, oh, I kind of see where they're going with this. Like, I bet she's this. I bet they're this. I bet, this is what's going on. But I remember it also being very convoluted and my brain being like, you know what? We don't need to remember this. Strongest Exorcist is worth checking out. Good. Endo is good, but I'll hate it. Endo is the one where they're like playing a game, right? Like that, there's sort of like this framing device of them playing a game, but then the game is actually occurring. That might be unique enough to keep me around for a villainous show. So we'll see. We'll see. Giant Beasts on the way to work. You like the first episode? Giant Beasts of Arse is way better than we ever expected it to be. So I'm going to use the scoring system and then give these all a score, and then we'll sort by score so that we can sort of create our own top 10, because I don't think that we have I don't think anybody has a top 10 list yet for this season. Don't ever bother checking out Malevolent Spirits. Well, you know what that makes me want to do? There's something about the way we say never that makes me want to now. Oh, Anime Corner has a top 10. Hold on. Let's stop sharing this one. Share this tab instead. Oh, I can just click a button. That's pretty cool, actually. Big dog shit. It's a 2. It's a 2. Whoo! I may have to watch it just to see what a 2 looks like. That's oh my goodness. Oh, I need to see that then. If that's, I need to know what 2 means. All right. Top 15 anime of the week, winter 2023. Eminence and Shadow. Oh, I need to bring Eminence over on my Annie list. Ooh. Well, I don't know if Eminence will be my Eminence and Shadow being a number 1 in week 1 is a little bit of a cheat, because I feel like they've got a audience that they've already cultivated that's like come across from the seasons to grab it. Because we see also here Bungo Stray Dogs, and then even in top 5 we've got Dan Machi down here. Dan Machi. Dan! Why are my eyelashes falling out? You can feel it like dancing on your other eyelashes. I hate that. Tomo-chan is a girl being super high. Definitely agree on this season. Spy Classroom. Gonna have to agree with Serranos that most shows weren't out when this came out. Magical Revolution, that's okay. Ice Sky, Ningen Fushin. Did episode 2 fix this one? I don't know about that. My Life is Inukai and Onimai. I still need to watch those two. Urusei is still continuing. I think I'm gonna just ignore the continuing ones for now. We're gonna stick only to ones that are airing this season. And when I say continuing, I mean continuing from last season, not just season 2's. Iceblade Sorcerer shall rule the world. Revenger, Tsurune. You know why this isn't a good list is because Tokyo Revengers isn't even on it. What in the world? Okay. Share this tab. That button is there is a button at the top of my tabs when I'm sharing a tab in this window that just says share this tab instead or stop sharing. I've had the stop sharing forever, but normally I only have one tab in a window, so I only see the one that says view tab, which doesn't do anything, but share this tab instead. Thank you, Restream. Nice job. Nice job, Restream. The fact that Urusei is 11th after being a continued show is not a good sign. Urusei has not been high on a list since its remake has come out. Ice Guy episode 2 saved it from your drop hammer. He isn't a timid coward. Oh, good. We actually get to see him Because I like the idea of him being cold, but sometimes cold, when it's written, can come across as timid. And it's like, they're very different behaviors, right? Like someone who's like cold, you would sometimes see as heartless. Like you need to see them not understand someone else's feelings in like a way they respond to something, in as well as just not responding to things that may hurt their feelings. Like that's kind of what you need to do to bring across that idea of like a cold character. But sometimes people just write them as quiet and not doing too much. Don't play so you don't get copy struck. Thank you for the heads up. Fetch Ubu Fitch. Tobescus never was funny, was he? Okay. Safety Torch, Nugget Biscuit, and when he redid Arms Wide Open by Creed, but sang it as like my presents were opened under the Christmas tree. That was those are the Tobuscus that spark in my head if I think of like things that actually kind of make me go, I remember that. What do you expect from a screaming YouTuber to entertain child? Where is the annoying friend Nagataro, I think is what you were going for there. All right, let's get this going. High card. I'm gonna basically put all the ones that I really like just straight up into the top list here. So there's number 10. Revengers pops off immediately. But I think Buddy Daddies is one of those ones where I feel like objectively it's really good, but if it has the opportunity to really slide backwards and be a lot more boring than I want it to be. High card was wild tone wise, right? You're like, oh, I'll watch gambling anime. I mean, Lupin. I'll watch Lupin. I mean, Exodia. Gotta gather the Exodia. I mean, Great Pretender, Thief Boy. I mean, we gotta save the children in the orphanage. Like every couple minutes was like a different thing, but I feel like it was just enough of a cohesive story throughout. And then getting to this idea of like the different cards and the different powers, that it was good enough for like me with my ADD brain to really enjoy it. I would not say Buddy Daddies is objectively good. Like, I think not internal, but like suspension of disbelief things don't really. I'm trying to think if I believe what I'm about to say. Suspension of belief things don't really change the plot or the characters or the animation quality in a way that I think detracts from the overall show's rating. Blaine only entertains himself and us by making fun of him. It's true. I'm here for me, and you guys are just a byproduct of that. Come on, guys. Oh man, It's a Gundam dropped a DSP video today. It was like an hour long, and all I could think the entire time is how funny it is that DSP actually sounds like a real life comic book guy. It's so like, I'm so used to people's parody of DSP with his snort voice and like, come on guys, we gotta get you want the vest? I mean, if you want the vest, you gotta tip. I want to take my girlfriend out to dinner on tomorrow, and I can't do that if you don't tip. Like, I'm so used to people's parody of DSP's voice, I forgot he straight up sounds like comic book guy, and I was just giggling to myself throughout the entire video. Not just because Gundam is like a hilarious YouTuber, but also just that voice. Gosh, that voice made me giggle. Um, you can feel your face now. Oh, that's good. That's very good. From the dentist or whatever. Was Kana Snowsea good? Thinking about watching. I don't know yet. I couldn't tell you. I'll let you know once I do watch it. A byproduct needs $5, and if they don't, they should be working. Yeah. How do you not even have $5 to donate? Suspension of disbelief, like that tray table is bullet resistant. Yeah, maybe internal consistency. All tray tables are bulletproof. Maybe that. Maybe all bodyguards are big dum-dums who don't look under cake tin. The Misfit of Demon King Academy. The name is so big I can't get to the 3 dots to be able to change its rating. Suspension of belief, not suspension of disbelief. We have to suspend our belief for that one. Blaine is Alice. You can't hurt me. You're a bunch of cards. It's true, and this is my wonderland. Ba-da-ba-doo. Usually watch Gundam videos, but an hour, man, that's long. It is a long one, but when your day consists of manually moving things around and not much like thought process and how to do that, other than does thing fit here, it gets a little bit easier to watch those hour-long videos. You can't wait for Lolly's Linkara. Is Lolly doing a Linkara video? That'll be fantastic. You'll be watching Snow Sea later today. Got it. Misfit was pretty decent. We covered this. They got them from the Bulletproof Table Company. Oh, I forgot that. Ayakashi Triangle 410. Blaze it! Just partial blaze it. Don't light it up quite yet. It's not quite time, but get excited, get started. Oh, I've got to redo this. Last updated. There we go. There we go. That's better. Misfit is trash like the dialogue in the anime. Misfit is so honest, I'm gonna say, with what it is. It is I'm the Demon King who's reincarnating and building a harem, and I'm the most powerful creature in the world, universe, time, space, that I can't help loving it. It's so much fun. You're constantly getting tired of people constantly talking about inconsistencies. So inconsistently! Fuck! Has anyone found an uncensored version of Ayakashi? Let's see. Ayakashi Triangle uncensored. Because don't you also need a what is the other one? Inukai-san's dog? Aren't people looking for an uncensored version of that too? Nothing with Google, but let's see if I just go straight to the source. Ba-do-ba-do. Looks like not yet. Not yet on that one. Let's try a different one. Do they have Inukai yet? No, Inukai as well. Nothing uncensored yet there either. On the sites. You know. He's going over atop the fourth wall movie. Okay, nice. He's hijacking Senku's catchphrase. Seriously, autocorrect. Yeah, you'll figure it out. You have too much autocorrect in your life. Inukai-san's dog has uncensored versions out. If they're out, they don't pop up when you search it on 9anime directly. But I will take your word for it. The weird way they censored it annoys you to no end, like to love root. What, you don't like the cat? You don't like Shirogane on your boy boobies? If there's such thing as feminine penis, there has to be masculine mammaries, right? We got some boy boobos going on in that show. Oh man, I'm gonna tweet that real quick because that's stupid. If there's boom, that was dumb. They're called moobs. Those are fat boobs. Sometimes the uncensored ones only come with the Blu-ray. You don't know how it is now. It's under the normal one. Oh wait, hold on. Hold the phone here. How did you said like if I click Inukai-san's dog, how is it under this one? I don't see it. Is there just a button I can click that'll make it? Is there just like a stop the censor button? Or are you not talking about 9anime right now? Maybe you're not talking about 9anime. But Kick-Ass Anime has the uncensored version. Oh, gotcha. I'm gonna tweet that because it's stupid. Blame 2023. That's my platform. Pecs and nipples? No. They dump all the sub, dub, and uncensored into one show now. Interesting. I can't wait for Twitter to either claim or freak out about Ayakashi. Oh, man. Maybe we talk about that more tomorrow, but this is like a big season for gender-based anime, right? Like, knows me thinking about that for a second. We've got Ayakashi Triangle. Guy gets cursed, becomes a girl. We have Tomo-chan. Girl does traditionally masculine things and tries to convince her boy, her next door neighbor boy, that she should be loved. What else? I feel like there was another one. Wasn't there another? Oh, Onimai. Guy's sister makes him into a girl and he has to deal with that. Like, it's like anime was like, you know what we should do? Let's just make it so that genders get all switched up. But like, I hear Onimai is boring. But Tomo-chan is great. Everybody loves Tomo-chan. There's nothing woke about something like Tomo-chan, right? She just is who she is, and all the wokeness that could come out of something. And I use that term in the meaning of people trying to cram in messaging without quality in their content. The only time that occurs with something like Tomo-chan is when somebody else comes in and is like, Tomo-chan is me and now I'm trans. Like that's where the wokeness would come from. It comes from somebody coming in from outside of the studio and saying, this is what it means. Like somebody writing an article or something. Ayakashi Triangle. Raunchy rom-com about like, what would a guy do if he suddenly had the yabos? Like we get right into yabo rubbing the second we get in there. And I'm sure as this show goes on, it's going to continue going down this path. And there might be like I wish I had magical cat curse in order to fix me. But like any issues that come from this show are going to be injected from somebody else. They're not actually in the show itself. And that's just something that the anime just does. They're like, yeah, let me tell a fun story. Let me tell a good story. Let me explore this idea and have fun with this idea. But they don't rub the idea in your face. They're just like, hey, check out this story. It's pretty fun. It's okay if you don't like it. You can watch something different. I need to see Onimai to see what that one is as far as like boring goes, like why it's boring or what it is. But I think even isn't this one the Reborn to Master the Blade? Isn't this guy reborn as a female? Yeah. He's reborn as a girl. He's literally reborn as a beautiful girl, and because he's reborn as a girl, he doesn't have to be a male knight. So not only does he reborn into like the other gender, but that also in this world means that he like gets to be not shackled by the burden of the patriarchy. But this show's probably fun. Like I have a hard time believing that show would be like, oh, the oppressive patriarchy was so bad when you were a man, and now you're a woman and dealing with the more oppressive patriarchy. Because the whole point is that he becomes a woman and he gets freed. He gets to go do the thing that he wanted to do the whole time. Now that he's a she, and it's just a fun story. Reborn to Master Blade was pretty good. Awesome. That's what I'm saying. We can have fun shows that play around and do things involving sex and gender and all that other weird gobbledygook that we come across in our lives, and we can look at it, and it can mean something to you because it's important to you, but that doesn't mean that's what like the show is about, right? Not every show has to be about making you feel better about your life. Some shows just have to be ninja boy fighting yokai and suddenly he has booba. Like, we can have fun shows in the world. Buddy Daddy's basically a gay couple with a kid. It's true. Inukai-san's dog got turned into a dog. That is true. Tomo Best Tomboy, that's true. Are they freaking out about Tomo-chan? I have an extremely curated Twitter. So all I see on Twitter are other based individuals. So I don't see a lot of freakouts. I have a couple people that I follow, like hoping they'll like retweet something, and I may see it because I find that stuff kind of fun. I like following drama. I like seeing what other people are like upset at sometimes. It just sometimes you're like, oh, haha, look at what people are upset with today. But for the most part, with my likes and retweets, it's all anime and all based anime takes. Reborn to Master Blade, the old king is reborn as a girl. Yep, you called that out before I got there. Only my songs is now you know why you didn't do the triangle one. You should do Ayakashi Triangle just to see the first episode. Quite enjoyed it. Thick thighs and an anime ninja yokai. About to start Onimai. Let me know what you think. Reborn is fun so far. Yokai Banzai. Yeah, Master Blade is good. She's doing the Princess Swordsman from Danmachi. Gotcha. You have some words on Trigun, but you hold off till you see the rest of this month. Here's the question. Do you have any words about Trigun that don't begin with or end with compared to the original? Because it doesn't line up with the manga, and it doesn't line up with the original, which really make it feel like its own story. And I have issues with things that I feel like they're spoiling in this first episode. And like I've ranted on the gun topic for a while now, so I won't get into that. But that could be brushed off with like just people being silly because Japan doesn't have guns. But I don't really like. I'm more curious how they're going to tell the story of Vash the Stampede that I am aware of, or at least get through the main points, or how are they going to tell that? Given what they've changed. And it sort of feels like I commented this on Ronan's. We used to grow up with anime that would come out and it'd be like, well, that was nothing like the manga. No anime was ever like the manga, or it switched and it changed and it had these weird endings. Like adaptations from anime to manga were like, you could read the manga and get one story. You watch the anime, completely different story. That used to be what it was. So to see something where, and then to follow off of that, then we had stuff like Brotherhood, and other, like, we would get remakes of shows that would be more accurate to the manga. So you had Dragon Ball Z, and then you had Dragon Ball Kai trying to do it's like, I'm better to the manga. We had Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. We had stuff that tried to tie closer to the manga. And this is the first time that I'm aware of that we've had a show where, even though the original wasn't true to the manga towards the end there, it was still at least lined up better with what was in the manga. And now we're getting one where it doesn't line up with the manga at all. And I'm so curious if they're just going to go their own route with the character of Vash and say, you know what he's about, you know what this universe is about, but we're going to retell this story with some changes, because I know they've been working with the mangaka on it. So maybe there's stuff that he was like, oh, I wish I had done this, or this would make more sense, or that would make more sense. So I'm interested to see how the story develops, even though the stuff that they've sort of spoiled has me hesitant as to whether or not it'll be as impactful at the end of the day. I do not think this version of Trigun will be as impactful as the original Trigun. The revelation that is the opening scene of this version from the original was a huge like that was a big moment in the original. And in this one, it's like, this is how the story starts, and we'll get back to this later. And I'm interested to see how it goes. But I don't think it's going to replace the original. But I'm here to see where it goes. It's its own and everything. They really jumped ahead and all. Drop you a line if you feel like it. You have the line. The line is hanging out there all the time. I think it's, if you just scroll up in your Twitter DMs, you'll probably see one. The line hasn't changed. 9anime, here's an ad with what looks like a camera up some chick's stuff. Are we getting the same reactions to FMAB? I don't think so, because when Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood came out, everybody loved it. They were like, finally, it's closer to the manga. So people who had read the manga were made really happy, and people like me who really liked the anime were like, oh, that's good for you. It was just a very different thing. Can't wait for you guys to make videos on Kenshin Remake. It's going to be different. It's going to be something. I'm excited. Did they say the creator had anything to do with it? Yes. The creator has been working with them, because we had all of those interviews where it was him and the directors from Orange, and he was talking about how, like, writing Trigun made him sick, basically, and how he was excited for this new telling of the story. So how involved he was, I don't know, but I have. We read those together. I don't know if you were here at the time, but we read those back when it was first announced. Back in my day, we're happy with what we got. It's true. People are already mad boycotting Kenshin Remake because the manga has legal issues with CP a while back. I thought, like, not to downplay his legal issues, but I honestly, based on like the world and the zeitgeist, thought they were a lot worse than what we actually found out when we looked into what had actually happened. Emergence and Shadow is manga being shuffled, but you like it, right? I like Eminence and Shadow, but I don't know the manga, so I can't tell you what's changed. This seems to be primarily just new stuff. Then they needed to say so. Wait, who needed to say so? Did they? the studio needed to say so. I mean, it's kind of like when you have a new looking Vash and you have new characters, it's kind of an obvious, like, it's different and new. But I'm kind of, I'm neither here nor there. I tend not to really look at things as, I don't like to look at things as adaptations based on adaptation or based on the original or based on the original, a previous work. I like to just look at it and say like, oh, is this good? Is this one any good? Even if it's not like the original, it could be a different kind of good, kind of, if that makes sense. Could be a spin-off like Casher and Sins, like a whole new story from the author. I don't know about a whole, except that account got gobsmacked. What? Did you get it back? Hold on. Hold on. Have I really never showed you or sent you the link? All right. There you go. Links in your dealie. I swore I had already sent it to this new one. Except the account got gobsmacked. I'm like, yeah, but if you send me one, I'll sure you have it. Yeah. You got it now. You got it now. I wish they just finished the story instead of remaking the series. You're talking Kenshin, I'm guessing, with that one. Yeah, that would be nice. Like, oh, let's just start over again. What if they just keep restarting and they never actually get to the ending? I think that's where you'll stand when it's done. I hope you're talking Kenshin. You didn't care for the dub. I think a lot of people really love the new Trigun. I think I have said this to everyone. Every person I've talked to who has not seen the original thinks the new Trigun is amazing. Everybody thinks it's amazing. You didn't care for the dub. Blah, blah, blah. You literally don't like Kenshin's new voice. Blame DM Brandon the league on Discord. All right.
Why, hello there.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Are you still on that like hardware acceleration, or do you change this?
I've got a whole different setup now.
Your new setup is very Jim Jammy for me. What about you, chat? You hearing him? One of the new overnight anime channels you found played the interview. Yep.
All right, how's that?
No, same thing. I wonder if it's that same restream issue.
All right, how's that?
Like the browser. Do you have are you using Chrome browser right now?
I'm using a Chrome-based browser, yeah.
Can you switch from Chrome over to, I don't know, Edge?
Actually, that's what Edge uses the Chrome engine now. Let me go snag Firefox and see if it plays better.
Okay. If neither of those work, I can pull up Discord too.
Okay, sounds good.
Freaking corpos. Yeah, you blame it all on the hard shipping. Hopefully we get more Golden Age. Hopefully we get Black Swordsman. I don't want more Golden Age. I got enough damn Golden Age. I want Black Swordsman. I want something else. You look forward to watching this new Trigun. Good. You actually loved it so much that you took the time to make a video on it. Even if you need to edit to put on YouTube. That's true. Count Brandon of Anime Castle. Tokyo Revengers 2 live action was announced. Ooh, exciting. You use Brave, Chromium. I know there's like all the browsers are Chromium based, but like sometimes a different one just works different. Let's create an invite. I'll send him the direct Discord link just in case. More Golden Age and cowbell. God dang it. Let's see. I gotta click this. Put it here. Check. Okay, that pops up. Does it pop up over here? How about now? Check. Chickadee chick chick. There we are. Perfect. A little name pop up now. All right. More Golden Age, more Kaba. You know, Never Having But Lost Children arc is what you want to see animated. That'd be a rough one. I mean, I'm here for like I think Berserk deserves to get animated. I also wonder if maybe we should let it finish first. All right, let's see how this works, or if we're gonna jump to Chrome.
All right, how's that?
Oh, that's beautiful.
That is so fucking stupid that Firefox would behave properly, whereas a Chromium-based browser would not. But you know what? That's okay. How are you doing, Blaine?
I'm doing well. You're having fun with that. Sure, I see.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. It's been a hot minute since we've had a chance to talk. I'm glad that you made it back home from Japan. Okay, I'm glad you had an absolute riot over there.
Oh,
I'm super jelly. I need to go at least once in my life. But I'm also very happy that your food truck is getting closer and closer. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
it's gonna be so much work, but I'm so excited. Who is this? This is the anime guy, Brandon, the anime guy. You may know him from his Saturday anime morning show, his Anime Guy After Dark. Occasionally, he looks like Alucard.
Here, let me get my my avatar, my main avatar uploaded. Since it's After Dark, we'll go with my After Dark avatar.
There we go. I can put a joined by Brandon the anime guy.
But I feel like going on camera, if the thing will maybe. Hold on. I got mostly a whole new setup.
Oh yeah, I mean the whole mic, the boom arm, everything looks new. You got a haircut too.
Yeah, I decided to get it cut off. For whatever reason, now my camera is not reinitializing with this, so I'll just have to stay off camera. It's dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. But let's see here. Where was I?
Fansite respects you more than me, by the way.
Well, it happens, but you know.
Yeah.
But let's see. So yeah, your food truck, that's going to be awesome. And actually, my wife and I, we finally got our approval for our SBA loan last month. We're opening up a storage facility business.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so that'll be...
SBA loans are handy, but gosh, they're a lot of paperwork.
Yeah, it took us a year to get everything properly set up with that. But we're going to be opening that up hopefully in May. And with as much growth as this area has had, we should... Our initial buildings, we anticipate being fully booked up in about a month or two after opening.
Nice.
Assuming that things hold out reasonably.
Are you doing existing buildings or new builds?
Brand new build.
Very nice.
Yeah, brand new build on the edge of town.
Inside, outside, all that kind of stuff, or
just an outdoor one. But
okay.
But yeah, our areas, we've had a whole new subdivision open up that's planned city crap, and we're gonna have about another 10,000-20,000 people here over the next 10 years. And actually, I did change out that dumbass boom arm for one of these blue boom arms. They're so much better, so much easier to navigate around with. And I also went to a Shure mic. Hmm? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let's see if I can get my camera to reinitialize here.
That'll be good. My experience with that is whenever I would move people out when I was doing real estate, and most people, if I'm selling your house in Seattle, you're moving to somewhere in Idaho, somewhere in Montana, somewhere in Arizona, somewhere you're getting out to where you can get like a little extra land and all of that.
There we go.
And one of the big things is a lot of people around here, they'll have like 3 cars, but then they'll buy a place in like a new development where they have like a 1-car garage and like they can park another one like on the driveway, or it's a 2-car garage and the HOA says nothing on the driveway. So they are always looking for, even if it's just like a dude with a lot that they can pay, you know, every month to be like, can I park my car here? Like that was a weirdly consistent thing I'd have to set up.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I do know that with where I live, HOAs are a royal pain in the ass, and I don't like them personally, but you know, I can understand why some people would like them, and in some situations they're helpful to keep, let's say, the riff-raff from becoming too riff-raffy. But anytime that they start saying, "Oh, you can't have your flag" or stuff like that, especially to vets, I draw the line. But yeah, I went crazy over Christmas break. As I said, I got the mic, got it analog to a Wave XLR. I was going to go with the TC Hellion Go XLR, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna make a switch to everything being Elgato. So I got the Elgato face cam, you know, full 1080p 60 uncompressed to start with. So it with the software that they have, it's way the hell better than that friggin' Logitech that I had, and I had the 4K Logitech camera. So yeah,
very nice.
So yeah, it's good, and yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun this year. And I've only watched a few episodes so far this season, but I'm having the same feeling with Trigun that I had with Chainsaw Man, with one exception. We already have a Trigun that is awesome, beloved. You name it, it's, you know, S tier level material from the 90s. But I'm, as I said, just the one episode in. It's hard to give a full judgment to it just after one, but I'm having that same feeling. So
yeah,
no Serranos. Chainsaw Man was not anime of the year, not even close. That was Spy Family. Now, yeah, Chainsaw Man can go burr right up his ass, but Spy Family was way better. Overall, it's way better, way more consistent. But here's the funny part. Ask me, what show have I watched the most from the fall season?
From the fall. So last season, what show did you watch the most? What did you watch the most?
Reincarnated as a Sword. I've seen it twice, and I'm going through
I forgot
dubbed.
you're watching the dub.
Yes, I'm watching the dub, and you know, here's the biggest thing that I've had with that. They've added a hell of a lot more swearing up front than what they did with the other. In the Japanese, you know, you had your occasional hell and damn and oh shit, and then you didn't get any F-bombs until the 7th episode when you're dealing with the one D rank team that thinks that our little black cat got bumped up unnecessarily.
Right.
Whereas with this one, into the second, in the first episode, the teacher says "holy shit," which he didn't do in the other, and the bandits that confront Fran at the guild, they start dropping F-bombs in the dub version.
I want to go back because like with the like fuck doesn't really have there's not really a direct Japanese equivalent. Obviously we have like Kisama, which is like you bastard, like that comes up a lot in anime.
Oh yeah.
And what a lot of subs will do is they'll just write you, if they didn't want to like actually swear, but it really is the same as like saying like you bastard. I'd have to go back because one thing that I've noticed is that the term kuso, which means like trash or smelly or like stinky trash, will sometimes get translated as shit in a dub, but really it means more like you're garbage, you're subhuman. So it's like our literal definition of shit being like feces, as opposed to what a lot of people use, like oh shit, like I didn't mean oh feces when I said that, but if I said like you're shit, then I mean like you're a piece of like poop, right?
Yeah.
So it's always interesting to me how and why things get translated. I'll have to go back on that.
It is. And actually, if I move this over to the side, dropping out a bit, or am I still pretty good?
No, you're still great.
Okay, good. I'm still trying to experiment with where I can put it and still have a decent presence because I got to mess with the EQ, and man, when I go back and listen to one of the shows, I sound so much better. Oh, I sound so much better.
The trick there is going to be how you want to talk. I tend to be loud, so I have a limiter on mine. So anything that like hits a certain point, it'll crush it, so it won't like necessarily hit the gain. But then I'll clip the board itself, and if I clip the board, there's nothing you can do about it. But the one thing the board does have is the compressor. So I have a little bit of a compressor. So like if I talk a little bit quieter, but I talk a little bit louder, like there's some dynamic range there, but it's not like you can still hear the quiet.
And to say all that I've done to this is just adjusted 2 parts of the EQ up a little bit and turned on some noise suppression. Other than that, I don't typically go that far in the range, so I haven't had a need to have a clip guard or anything like that.
Yeah, no,
but it's been so much better being on an analog mic with a quality, or at least a reasonable quality DAC. It's made a huge difference, and of course the camera's made a pretty good difference. The software for it is way better. Plus, I can blur the effect. One other thing that my wife was nice enough to do for Christmas. Let me see if I can find the picture of it here.
So you're running that on like a bokeh effect as in your blur.
Yeah, the camera software that comes with this can tie into NVIDIA's AI shit. So I just have it turn on the blur.
Interesting.
Just a little bit of a blur, and since I no longer have the hair, it does a lot better with it. But
no, mine is just an actual lens. So like right about here, everything's blurry. Right about here, it gets blurry again. So I know like, the camera myself in the focal range.
And I decided not to go with an SLR camera because one, that would have literally bankrupted me. So
Micro Four Thirds does okay, and I've had it for 10 years. So it's that tech hasn't changed too much over the years.
Yeah, they don't need to change all that much. But my wife was nice enough to purchase me a rather kingly gift. Let me pull it up here.
I'm just organizing these into a top 10 that I can read off here.
There we go. I'll get this shared here with you. It's I don't have an extra camera. I have a presentation, local video. There. Add a source.
Screen share, not add source?
They're not. I'm probably pressing the wrong. Yeah, there we go. Screen share. Mute website notifications. Let's see. There we go. All right. I've got it.
I saw this. I think you posted this on Twitter.
Yeah. I had to do it on a new account because I called the senior senator of Arizona an a-hole, and Twatter didn't take kindly to that, and they refused to give me back my OG account. So I had to go through the alternative route. And I will say this though, even though my account is about a fourth of the size that it was, I'm still getting the same level of engagement.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's the people that actually like click, talk, comment, retweet, all that kind of stuff. They'll follow you from account to account, and the other like 1,000 are just there to make your account look more legitimate. I feel.
Yeah. Well, since Daddy Elon made it to where you could get the Twitter Blue, and Twitter Blue is actually really good. For only $8 a month, why the hell not? Be able to undo a tweet, be able to a few other things. It's worth it.
I've had to delete a couple tweets that I misspelled something on, or like annoyingly they like changed the meaning. I was like, I should just get blue.
It's worth it. I think it's worth it anyways. So
yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I'm thinking with Trigun.
Mm-hmm.
Had it been something completely new, I don't think I'd have nearly the problems with it that I do.
Okay. That makes sense.
I'm having. Who was it that we were talking to that has never seen the original Trigun but was going to watch this?
Serranos.
All right, Serranos, you need to watch this new one.
He loves it.
Okay, continue watching it. We'll get 4 episodes in. We'll have a discussion about it.
Yeah.
And then I want you to see the original.
No, and another data point on that. This is my wife's first time watching a Trigun, and she's loving the new one. She's like, "Wow, that was really fun." Like, she giggles at the 22 because everybody, even people who aren't like really really into guns, laugh at the fact that it's the 22. That's a goofy thing. But like the show overall, the way it looks, just the overall feel. People who didn't see the original are fine with it. And what I need to know is if they have taken the big reveal of him and Knives being brothers and being around on this spaceship as they get shot into space, but then now we're on this desert planet. Like, they still haven't explained how they get from point A to point B. So maybe that's the reveal.
Yeah.
But like, what are they going to use for that moment where you and I watched and it was like, oh my gosh, what is this? Are we in the past? Yeah. Are we in the future? What did we just jump to? And learning that whole thing. So I'm excited to see like what they come up with, but I'm still kind of like, I don't know what it could be.
Yeah, it's going to be, I'm not sure how it's going to be, but it's going to be something. But basically right now, I've given it an overall 7. Yeah. So it's the same, as I said, it's the same problem for me as it was with Chainsaw Man. It's technically good. The voice actors are fine. You know, let me run through. They didn't have an opener, so I didn't grade it. The main characters are great. They're an 8 at least. They've always been an 8 or a 9. The story, I can see the story being really good, so I gave it an 8. Side characters, I had to drop it down because there's no Millie. That is annoying as fuck. Super annoying. I love Millie.
I don't see. I kind of wish they had left Meryl as being the veteran, and then maybe the new guy's just kind of like lazy. Like he's been in a different department, but they've moved him here, so he's the new one, even though he is older. That might have been a little bit better because like in my brain, Meryl's entire character is being the one that is like the veteran who's going to get the job done, and they're trying to switch it to like she's the newbie who wants to get the job done to make her career. So like it's the same sort of result, the different motivation. The reporter thing doesn't make sense yet. Doesn't make sense.
Hopefully
yet.
It does, but I posted a thing that someone posted in the group chat about you're standing where Millie's supposed to be standing.
Yeah.
And that got a pretty decent response. But the side characters, I docked it. Animation, I docked it. I'm not keen on this animation.
No? I see, this is where I do like CG. I like seeing CG at its absolute limit. Like, where are they going? And the previous stuff that Orange has done looked really good, and this looks so much better. I like seeing it here. Will I look back on it 5 years from now and it'll feel dated? Probably. But like right here, right now, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. And then let's see. The closing song. Yeah, it was fine. The overall OST score was fine. The Japanese actors fine. As I said, I give it a 7, but it's a hollow 7 to me.
Yeah.
And then so far, the other ones that I've watched episode 12 of Yurusei Yatsura, which is technically, I guess, the first episode of this season 2. Right. Oh yeah, we got little cousin 10.
That stupid little baby.
Oh man, that second episode where 10 is wanting to try and date Sakura, and Arturo is giving him bad pointers and. The amount of stuff that they blanked out and bleeped out, having it come out of a 10-year-old kid is just, it's so wrong, but just so damn funny.
It's such a silly part of that entire show.
It is. So for me, that's an 8.75. So the second, either the second half of the first season or the second season, however you want to count it, it's off to a good start. But again, it's Yorosei Atsura. You can't really screw that up too bad. Let's see. Campfire Cooking in Another World. I gave it an 8.25. I absolutely laughed my ass off at it. I thought it was. It's a the very first thing that comes up is, you have been summoned here to help us, and he's like, wait a minute, why am I here? And then of course when they look at his skill, like, what the hell does this mean? Online shopping. Amazon saves the day. The first time he brought it up, and it came up and said, hey, insert the coin. He puts the coin in, it accepts the order, and it gets immediately dropped off.
He's like, oh, hi, like, oh, it was fast. So good. I think more so like I'm excited for like two things with Campfire Cooking. I'm excited for these, like, how are we going to, like, obviously we've learned that his meals can do status effects, and we've learned that he can now tame basically gods because they love his cooking so much.
Yep.
But he's also very, very suspicious of the monarchy, which it really resonates with me. He's like, there's something I need to get. And he's not just like, I'm not going to help you. He's like, I'm getting out of this country. And it's like, I like this guy. Like, I just want to see like what he gets up to.
I like the party that he's with. It's actually a fairly well thought out party, and that none of them are assholes. And yes, he is based. And Pop Culture Mechanic is right. In Soviet Russia, nostalgia beat you. So yeah, I did like Campfire Cooking. Ningen Fusion, I've seen the first 2 episodes of it. That's gonna be different.
Are you excited for that one? Because the first episode was really slow for me.
The first episode was, but the second episode,
okay.
Let's see. The second episode, I kept it at the same overall score, but once you get past the how did they get to the bar where they all say the same thing, to how do they form this party that, as the announcer says, it's like what they did with My Hero when Deku says, this is the story of how I became the #1 hero, and then we're on that whole trek to how did he get to that point. Yeah. It's the same thing. The announcer come out and said, this is the story of how they become the best party to ever walk their planet and save their world.
Okay.
And the second episode, they do dive into a bit of the trust issues that they have, and I liked it. Okay. I can see it going places. Plus, let's see, Katakawa released that one. Mappa was doing the Campfire Cooking. I think Mappa has done a better job with it than they have with the other, by far. And then I also watched The Ice Guy and His Cool Female Colleague. This one's probably going to be harder for me because it's more of that rom-com type thing, and
it's cute. It's cute, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's got a lot of cutesy stuff. I'm watching
a couple more just to see sort of how and where it goes with the fact that there are yokai in the world. But
yokai,
it's definitely like wow, this is a cute romance.
Yeah, he's a snowman yokai.
I'll watch it another time.
Instead of the water yokai. It'd be funny if they had the water yokai from Yorosei Yatsura show up.
Right.
The water demon.
No, the other thing with Yuki Onna that I'm interested to see is like Yuki Onna in traditional yokai are basically like the Gerudo, where they're all women and they have like a son, like a male, every 100 years. So are they going to stick to that? Is he going to be like the male from like 100 years who has to go like out on his own, or is it just going to be him in the office? I like yokai stuff, so I'm excited to see like if that comes in. But if it doesn't come in, you bet I'm just gonna natural drop that.
Yeah, it has potential, but it could be there. And to answer Serranos, I'm almost done with season 1 of Vinland Saga, and holy shit, I thought the first part of it was rough. Man, ooh, their depiction of the Danes at that time is very spot on as far as the brutality that they had, the tendencies that they had. So I can't wait to dive into Villain Saga Season 2. And I can't wait to hit high card. And actually, since I have to use Firefox to make this work, I don't have my stuff, and I don't think it'll share with my other. Maybe it might.
Well, here's my, because this is Waifu Wednesday, which is code for
Waifu!
top 10 list times.
Yes.
So my top 10 so far this season is high card is taking my number one spot so far for this season. Some people, it's not their thing. For me, ton of fun.
It looked good. I've got that one on there too. I just haven't
went
got to it
in
yet.
expecting Casino Show, and I got such a mix of other shows that this will either succeed amazingly or it's coming off the vault and it's just going to break its back. Like it can only do one of those two things. This will not be a mid anime. This will either be amazing or it will just die. Ayakashi Triangle. This show is Blaine's show. They were like, what does Blaine want to see? Blaine wants to see yokai, ninja, booba. Like, let's just put it all into one show. Here you go.
I think there was a reason why I didn't select it, but then again, I do have that Onimai, and of course, it's the one show that's got a censored and uncensored version. So yeah,
Ayakashi Triangle, Onimai, and Inukai-san's dog are all going to have censored and uncensored versions. This is a rough season for censors over in Japan, trying to put all those things in there.
There was one thing I did want to say about Vinland Saga. There was a bit of news about the Northman release that they're going to do in Japan. They're having several of the voice actors from Vinland Saga do the voices for characters inside of the Northman, including the guy that voiced Thor's being the Northman.
Very, very fun.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. That's going to be a hell of a dub. That's the one I want to see.
Number 3 on my list, we're running Tomo-chan as a girl. I like it. It's fun. It's rom-commy, but it's also like she's one of the guys, but she wants to be a girl. It's a fun show. I'm here for it.
Well, we all knew somebody like that at some point in our life where they love doing the stuff that the guys did, but they're girls and trying to reconcile that as they get older. I can see that being, instead of, turning either, trans
and it's
or that.
Anime, so it's not woke with it. It's just like she is who she is, and you have to accept her, but also understand that she is who she is, right? Giant Beasts of Arse, which I watched originally as a joke, but now I'm in it. It is good. It's Attack on Titan monster hunting paladin show. It is very exciting, very fun. There's a lot of mystery boxes in the first episode where you're like, what does that mean? What does that mean? But I want to open up those boxes and see what it is.
Yeah.
I'm the tomboy and you have to deal with it. Exactly. Exactly.
Well, when she confesses her love, that was quite funny. And he's just like, we're buddies. You're my buddy, pal. I'm not your pal, buddy. I'm not your buddy, guy.
Exactly.
That type of stupid stuff. Yeah, that's funny.
Tokyo Revengers Season 2 jumps right in at the end of Season 1 with I hope you remember what this was about. And I do, and I'm here for it. I really like this show. Time travel and its effects are always interesting when they're handled well. And this show,
and I haven't seen the first season, so I can't say.
It's
good. Campfire it's one Cooking that low of a score?
So I don't score anime. That's the thing you all have to understand. I use these scores just so that they're in order of what I want to talk about.
That makes sense. Okay, that makes more sense now.
It is this would make it number 6 on the list. So it's my number 6 of the top 10 with Campfire Cooking. Mostly because it's an interesting take on the isekai genre. I'm excited to see where it goes, putting it into the top 10, but it also is sort of like, meh, if it ends up getting kind of boring, I don't feel bad if I end up dropping it.
You won't feel bad dropping it, yeah.
Yeah. Above that, though, in the number 5th position, we got Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and Genius Young Lady. Actually, I think that's the 6th position. If I think
that's one that I didn't choose to watch. I don't remember why. There was something about its description. I was like, nah, pass.
The description's garbage. Girl who can't do magic wants to make magicology. Like, it's a really dumb description. In actuality, it's a pretty interesting idea where we take the isekai where she just is a girl in this world, but then has like a memory like, oh, I used to be a person from Japan and I wish I could fly. And so like this first episode is all about her trying to like talking about how she wants to fly, but she can't use magic. We get some introduction to her brother, the prince, and some of his relationships. And I like how we're establishing all these characters, and it gives me gives me some hope that it's gonna go somewhere. And yeah, I gotta burn through these. This is my hyphenated night. I normally end 20 minutes ago.
Oh, I'm sorry for keeping you so long. I do have to boogie myself here at the bottom, so yes, go for it.
Number 7, we got Handyman Saito in Another World. This one's fun, but it feels like a 4 coma where like it's a bunch of short interludes that, you know, they sort of lead to like an overarching story, but like the first episode definitely felt like, look at this little thing that happened. Watch this little event that happened. Watch this little event that happened. I love the concept. I love the idea of a guy who's just really mechanically inclined and able to do work in one of these other worlds, who's brought a bunch of his tools with him. But the setup is like the pacing of the episodes is very like gag manga almost.
I see. I'd say Shum was really liking it, but you know, that's Shum. He's a good guy, but a little different on some of the shows. But yeah, that's one that's on my list.
It's basically pop culture, but if he was isekai, that's what you're looking at.
It's pops. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Misfit of Demon King Academy season 2 is just more of Misfit of Demon King Academy. You got a guy who was the demon lord who was so powerful that he wanted to bring peace to the land for 1,000 years, so sacrificed himself in order to make peace with everybody, and then ended up reincarnating, and now he's back. And I mean, if you kill him, he cannot be killed. He'll kill the kill that you killed him with. Like that's the kind of show this is. And it's just goofy, fun, silly. And then I couldn't decide if Buddy Daddies or Epone Again would go in my bottom one. Epone Again, Mo Epone is K-On, but instead of a band, there are a bunch of girls that do judo. And it was like a kind of fun, oh wow, they've what really gets me, I don't know, or I don't remember how old your kids are, but like I'm watching the show and they are middle school kids. Like the way that they're acting, some of the way they're fidgeting, the way that they hold their bags, like it's just like they're actually like kids. I really feel it there.
I've got middle schoolers, so yeah.
Yeah, and then then the animation is like, oh, let's do something kind of interesting with this scene, and like the animation goes from like 5 up to like a 9, and you're just like, wow, that was really well done. And then Buddy Daddies, I like the story, I like the concept, I like the guys, I like where it's going. There's some suspension of disbelief that we have to do in certain parts where it's like a little contrived that something worked out, or they, you know, you could have done something very simple, but instead it was like, oh, we'll do this instead, and the thing you chose doesn't make sense in a real world scenario. So it's down at the 10th or 11th position there.
That makes sense. Yeah, I've got about 8 shows that I need to buzz through tonight myself.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is my list, and I'm actually surprised that Firefox is sharing a Chrome-based browser, but side story. But as you can see, all the shows I've got, they've started with the exception of Lupin the Third versus the Cat's Eye. Still got to finish Vinland Saga. I'm almost there. Rewatching this for the 3rd time, and I was able to convince my my young weebling to watch that with me. In turn, I am going to watch The Promised Neverland with her.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's going to be an interesting show. And I told her, okay, when we're going to do this, and then we're going to do a show about this and talk about these 2 shows. But I haven't watched that yet. I'm way behind on Eminence and Shadow. Yeah, I've watched them. Behind on that, and as you can see, I'm behind on everything else except for Trigun and, of course, Yorosei Yatsura. So that's just how that rolls.
Ooh, yeah. Promised Neverland season 1, really well done.
Yeah.
Season 2, I don't know. They panicked. They didn't think they'd get a season 3, so they just made season 2 be the ending and sort of ruined most of it.
Well, that's joyous. I did find the manga of it, and actually, your here is your Barnes and Noble manga update. Currently, the Barnes and Noble in Twin Falls, Idaho, is a smaller store, much smaller. They had, even in their small store, 11 full sections and 2 mid sections for manga. How many did they have for graphic novels?
3.
That's it.
Oof.
And the only graphic novel that they had there that I would want to buy right now, there's 3. I want to get The Last Ronin from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's friggin' sweet from everything I've heard about it. A Death in the Family from Batman.
Yep.
We're talking about Joker killing Jason Todd. And, of course, The Watchmen, but not the Watchmen that has we have an HBO show release. So I need to find
the original
a better one. Yeah. And then they had Spy Family. They had Alice in Borderland. They had all sorts of other stuff, but they didn't have Reincarnated as a Sword.
Oh.
And there's 11 chapters, or there's 11 releases of that.
Yeah.
But they did have My Hero #1.
I wonder if you went through if there was like a consistency with who the publisher was on as to what they had. I don't know specifically, but it wouldn't surprise me if whoever's publishing Reincarnated as a Sword just wasn't like pushing it out as hard as they should.
Probably, but I know I can get it online.
Yeah,
and I can get it either through Barnes and Noble online or what's the other bookstore that's big?
Amazon,
Scamazon. What's the? It's just those two. I thought there was a third
just
one.
A bookstore. Those were a long time.
Well, anyways, I can get them. And now that I got paid, I can actually purchase the thing and have it shipped to me.
Your post-Christmas paycheck that doesn't have to go to presents. There you go.
Yeah. And yeah, Last Ronin is fantastic. It's, if you want to talk about a rough story, it's everything that I've heard about it. Well, it helps that they have the original creators writing it. And man, they went to town with it.
Awesome.
Yep, I remember Borders, and it no longer exists. All right, I got to go put the kids to bed, and I know that you've got things to do. So I appreciate you taking the time and letting me join you. I will save this link so that way I can come on and pester you another time.
Awesome. Yeah, and if I ever change that link, I will update it for you.
I appreciate it greatly. It makes me happy to know you and to know everybody out here on here and to talk something fun. And as much as I love some of the larger channels that I've been around for a time, they tend to do the more pop culture stuff, which is what they primarily do. It's always more of a downer, and it's hard to deal with at times. So,
yeah,
Blaine, thank you, my friend. You take care, and I'm going to rearrange things, so hopefully my pictures will be larger next time.
Oh, there you go. Go get some bigger pictures.
That, and I need to get rid of my chin. I've got more chins than Chinatown.
Old chin again over here.
Yeah. Alrighty, man. Take care. We'll see you.
Have a good one. I will catch you next time. Awesome. All right, everyone. You know the drill. We're already late for a Wednesday. Thank you for joining me. I will stick to that top 10 for now. And once I've seen all the shows, we'll be updating, of course, next week. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will catch you tomorrow. Kampai.